Hi, this is Trish from Honey Pies Recipes, and today we're going to learn about roasting. This is a 4-pound boneless leg of lamb that I'm going to turn into a roast. So I'm going to need to roll it up and tie it. The first thing is, if it's got an excess amount of fat around the surface, have your butcher remove that or cut it away yourself, because that prevents the lamb from bending easily. And then as you get to the inside, you'll see it's very segmented. It has a lot of different muscle pieces in it, and it's not going to fold over all that great. So if you have to cut a piece off, you can save that into a smaller roast and roll it like this, or just tug those pieces up a little bit more and maybe just do it in half, okay? And then we'll tie it nice and tight so that it stays together. And it's pretty even from one end to the other. Before we do that, I would like to season the inside of the roast just a little bit. A little salt and pepper. Just a little bit for the inside. I like to season the inside of the meat, but not put my marinade in. Because I like to serve the lamb on the medium to medium rare side, the marinade that you would put in, especially if it has like garlic pieces in it, the garlic is still going to be chunky and raw, and it isn't going to have great flavor. That'll go on the outside. But just for a little extra flavor, just a little sprinkle of salt and pepper on the inside. Now I'll put my pieces back together here, and this is a rather thick piece of meat, so it's just going to fold in half once. But it'll make a nice roasting shape, and then I'm going to tie it. So I'm going to tie the ends first and then the middle. And that may be all that I need for this roast. I may not need to have ones in the middle. But if your roast is a little bit longer, tie your ends first, your middle, and then put one in between both sides. I've molded this into the shape of a roast, but in order for it to stay that way, it needs to be tied. So I'm going to take some butcher's twine, which I've already cut into strips. I'm going to tie one right at this end, tightly, because the meat will shrink a little. And another one at the other end. And one right in the middle. And this keeps the roast together. At the end, you'll cut the strings off and it will stay round, and you'll cut your slices. Now I'm just going to trim these a little because I do want to put a marinade on. Oftentimes you'll see a roast like this and it's already pre-tied. They've done it for you. And that's fine. As long as you don't want the marinade inside, that's perfect. The only thing that I would suggest is, if you find that you get a roast that has this like a net sleeve over it and you're putting a marinade on the outside, that net sleeve, it has all these little diamond shapes and it's very stretchy. When you go to remove that, it just pulls all the marinade off with it. So I either take those off and retie, or I look for something else. This roast is ready for anything that you want to do with it. So I'm going to pop this into the refrigerator now and talk a little bit more about the roasting technique.